Hello everyone, it's Rachel again, and today I'm going to talk to you about what I used up in the month of March in terms of makeup products, skincare, beauty care, all that good kind of stuff. So I collected all my items. I have them sitting next to me on the couch, and I'm just going to go through them in order of how I use them. One of them, I'm not sure when I used up, but I know it was within like the last week or so. So we'll just go over that one at the end. So the first one that I have is the Buxom Plumping Lip Liner. And this was a free gift with purchase. It was a decent lip liner. It didn't take me that long to use this up. For this product, it looks like I only had to use it 12 times to use it up. So really not that long to use this one up. You'll hear me throwing these items into a box, which you saw in the thumbnail. So that's this product. It was, like I said, nice quality. Just didn't want to spend the money on this full price. The next item I have is the Good Molecules Niacinamide Brightening Toner. I finished this on March 3rd, and for this one I said I didn't want to repurchase it. This again was a free gift with purchase. I only used it 2, 3, maybe 4 times. Let's see the exact amount. I have it written down on my product used up guide on my tablet. So this one I used twice, and I said I didn't feel like I knew the product well enough to say whether or not I'd want to purchase it based off of those 2 uses. So I wouldn't want to necessarily repurchase this. Again, it was a free gift with purchase at Ulta at some point. The next product I finished up / more so retired is this. It's an EcoTools facial cognac sponge. I love these. I cut them in half. They come as one, and I said I would love to repurchase. Already have. Whenever I find these at Dollar Tree, I'll buy like 10 of them or something because I can't find them there all the time, and I usually will replace these every month or so. And these really have helped lengthen the use that I get out of my facial cleansers. So all I do is I get these wet, and it's kind of like a facial sponge where it'll puff up a bit and get a bit bigger, and I put a little of my facial cleanser on there, and I just rub it on with this all over my face, and it seems to really help decrease the amount of cleanser that I use because I'm not lathering it myself. I always felt like I got too much cleanser, and now I don't seem to have that issue ever since I've started doing this. I've been doing this for maybe 1 to 2 years. I'm not really sure how long. It's been quite a while. The next product I used up was again a free gift with purchase. This is the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods Eau de Parfum. I finished this on March 3rd. I said I wouldn't want to repurchase this. It looks like there's some still left, and there is, but it just won't spray out, like, just won't come out. So, this is just not what I want as an everyday scent for me. It's more of like a sweet scent, hence the vanilla. So yeah, I just didn't want to repurchase this. I'm usually fairly picky on the perfumes that I actually purchase. I only have 2 full-size perfumes right now, and then I have a like perfume roller ball, but it's not a roller ball. It has a sprayer as well. And those are all the ones that I've purchased. I have a body mist from Victoria's Secret and cactus water, but I don't really purchase too many perfumes, so to speak. The next item I used up was this Eco Tools Bio Blender biodegradable makeup sponge. I tend to only use this side of it. I don't really use this side. Even for concealer, it just helps me blend out my concealer a lot faster if I use the bigger side, so I just use the bigger side. And I had one of the plastic things that it came in, so I just put it back in there to recycle it now that I have used it up. And this sponge I would repurchase again. I'm already using another one, and I love this sponge. It's less expensive than the Beauty Blender. Obviously, a lot of people compare things to that. I like this better because this does have the edge to it. I don't tend to like the Beauty Blender because even for me, the Beauty Blender seems to get nicks and whatnot in it. And if you can see, this sponge doesn't have any nicks in it. There's no like holes or gouges. And I used it for probably like 2 months and I had no issues with it. Now I've heard that the Beauty Blender can go a lot longer and some people use theirs for a year, but again, I'm just not really into the whole shape of the sponge just because there's no edge and taper to it. I do like that a lot. I don't like the little pointed part. I don't feel like that does well enough for under my eyes, and I absolutely have loved this sponge. When I saw it came out, I immediately bought it. This is one of the new items that was there at the time. And ever since this came out, I literally purchased it right away, and I've been purchasing this one ever since just because it is biodegradable and I love that aspect of it as well. And then the next item I have is a mascara, the Estee Lauder Sumptuous Extreme in 01 Black. Applicator looks like this. Pretty generic applicator. This one I would not want to repurchase. I said in my notes it tends to smudge. I did get this in August of 2021, and then I just tell myself that I have to use mascaras sample size 30 times and then I'll consider it done. I used this 30 times. I didn't like it. It smudged everywhere, all over my eyes, so would not repurchase. And as I said, I didn't technically purchase it myself, but I wouldn't consider purchasing it myself in the future just based on the experience I had with the sample. The next item I have is not a use up per se. It is a declutter. This product, as you can see, it has a pump that moves upward and the pump is only right here. This product, it's the Yes to Tomatoes Clear Skin Acne Daily Repair Treatment, and it has 1 fluid 7 ounces in it, which is quite a lot of product to go to waste. This wasn't used in the 4 years that I had it, so I just don't feel comfortable putting this on my skin anymore. It has salicylic acid 1%. It probably has gone bad at this point, so I'm just gonna toss this and call it a day. The next item I have is the Lancome. I'm not sure how they pronounce this. Renergy? Not really sure if that's correct. Lift Multi-Action Lifting and Firming Cream. I used this up on March 6th and I wouldn't repurchase this. It was a good face cream, but I have way too many other face creams right now. If I go to my spreadsheet, I can tell you how many I have, and I know it's far too many. So for my, what I consider morning cream, I have 9. So definitely wouldn't consider buying this in the near future. Like I said, it was a nice face cream. I got this again free with purchase. It was free with a Lancome purchase, so I had purchased like the eye cream of this on sale from Sephora for half off. So that's how I got this. And I just will not consider repurchasing it at the moment because it is expensive and I don't necessarily need it considering I have 9 other face creams just for what I consider morning face creams. And I think I have 6 night creams, or what I consider to be night creams. So I have 15 face creams right now. I don't necessarily need another one anytime soon. The next item I used up is super exciting. I've had this for 3 years, almost, and it is the Kiko Milano Smart Fusion Lip Pencil in number 503 Soft Rose. As you can see, there's no more in there. I sharpened it to the point where the pencil doesn't contain any more product. So I was very excited to see that. Here is the bottom of the pencil. That's what the pencil looks like when it is applied. It's a light pink color. I have 3 backups of this. I've already put one in my little everyday makeup pouch, which is right here. So here's what a normal size one looks like. And even when I finish up the 3 that I have, I wouldn't mind repurchasing it. It is a very good lip liner. It is not super expensive as well. And like I said, love it. That's one of the ones I got on my honeymoon and I allowed myself to break my no-buy-for, which I do not regret. That's a wonderful lip liner. It only cost me $1.83 after all the conversion rates and whatnot when we were in Italy. The next item I have is the Too Faced High Shine Lip Gloss in Sunset Crush. This is a deluxe size sample. I had this in my Partners in Cream project pan and I finished it exactly on the 10th. So that was super exciting. Although I was late to the party and didn't upload my video until 2 days later because I didn't film it until 2 days later. But I have this, I finished it. I'm super excited to have finished a lip gloss. It was a really pretty lip gloss. It paired really well over that Kiko Milano lip liner. Would not mind repurchasing this. I said I wouldn't though repurchase it just because I don't want to pay the price. So if I got it as a free sample again, that'd be really cool, but wouldn't necessarily want to buy it with my own money just because it is an expensive lip gloss unless it was on like one of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sales or something along those lines. The next product I finished up, I was considering just decluttering this. It's the It's the Chi Silk Infusion. It's like an oil. It's for hair and skin. So when I was thinking I was just gonna throw it out, I said, you know what? No, it says it's for skin as well. So I started just using it as the skin oil, and that's how I used it up. This is another very old product. It's probably like 4 years old. So I'm really happy to finally have used this up because it's been sitting in my bathroom cabinet for years. So very happy to have used that up. As per usual, it's another sample product that I got with purchase at Ulta Beauty. This is the Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. I wouldn't want to repurchase this full price just because I did not really like this. This serum just kind of felt like water on my skin. Didn't really feel like it was doing much. Didn't feel like very moisturizing or anything like some of my other serums do. So I would not want to repurchase this. I know a lot of people like the brand Peach and Lily, and some of their other stuff I've had better luck with. Just this really wasn't my cup of tea. So I would not repurchase that. The next item I have is a perfume sample. I think I got this with purchase from Sephora because I don't think Ulta sells Jo Malone. But this is the Jo Malone Wood Sage and Sea Salt Cologne. I finished this on March 11th. I would not repurchase this. I just don't like the scent of it. I did end up using this sample 8 times. It lasted quite a while for a sample, you know. I just wouldn't want it, not my cup of tea scent-wise. Next product I have is the Strivectin Super C Brightening Eye Serum. Didn't realize this was an eye serum, even though it says eye serum. And I used it all over my face. I said I wouldn't necessarily want to repurchase this because this little sample packet I was only able to use once since I put it all over my face. And I just didn't use it enough to determine whether I'd want to buy a full size of it. The next product I have is the Tree Hut Tropic Glow Firming Whipped Shea Body Butter. I used this up on March 13th. I already have backups of this. I would definitely repurchase. It smells so good and it feels really nice on the skin. I've heard this is comparable to the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream. I'm not quite sure, like scent-wise comparable. I'm not quite sure if that's true because I haven't owned them both at the same time, so there hasn't been overlap. And when I had the Brazilian Boom Boom Cream, it was just like a tiny sample pack, and I was able to use it maybe 2-3 times. So I wouldn't know necessarily if they smelled the same. I'd have to, you know, smell the Boom Boom Cream in comparison to this because this is what I use and I really like it. It's only, I think it's $8.99 at Ulta, and I always try and wait till there's a good sale going on for it. Next, I used a Tony Moly moisturizing mask. The I'm Aloe mask sheet is what they call them. See, mask sheet instead of sheet mask. But I used this on March 15th. I would definitely repurchase. I have repurchased some Tony Moly sheets. I usually just buy these on Amazon. That seems to be where I can find them least expensive. They are available for purchase on Ulta, but they're not available in big packs, which is how I purchased this. I bought this and it came with like 12 of them in a pack, and it was like $25 with tax, or plus tax. So $26, $27 for 12 masks, which wasn't bad because these normally retail for like $3.75 each, so before tax. So I love that I found it on Amazon for a better deal. And this one, I said it made my face feel incredibly refreshed. And that's seemingly always the feeling I get after using these Tony Moly masks. I've been loving Tony Moly masks for years. The next item I used up is another perfume sample. It's Givenchy Irresistible. I used this up on March 16th. I would not want to repurchase this. I said it was an okay perfume and I'm just not the biggest fan of it, and it wasn't worth my money. Super exciting. I finished up a blush. Now it didn't originally come in this, but it was the Milani Powder Blush in 01 Romantic Rose. It's the ones with the little rose imprints on them. I finished this on March 16th. I said I would not repurchase this, and it was a nice blush for the price. It came with 0.6 ounces, which is very large for a blush. Let me see my other blushes in my collection now. So my other blushes in my collection now, I have ranging, so like the Flower Beauty powder blush, the flower pots, they have a similar print on them to this Milani Romantic Rose blush. They both have like that rose imprint on it. Those ones only come with 0.2 ounces, and this blush had 0.6 ounces in it. So I'm showing you this pan because this is the most recent pan I had it in. I plan on cleaning it and then putting another blush in here that I'm working towards using up this year. But I was so excited to use that up because let me see how many uses I got out of this, but I got a ton of use out of that blush. From the time I started tracking it, I had 287 uses, and with that, it was only 3 cents per use. And this blush, since it was such like a light pink blush, I was really able to pack it on. I would use it in my crease as a transition shade. I use this as much as I could to try and use it up. and still used it 287 times. So I was super excited to finish that, and I'm really excited to get this repressed. Well, get something repressed into there. So the next product that I'm going to talk about, I don't have on hand anymore. I did declutter this. I'll show a clip of it. Before I decluttered it, I gave it to my sister. It's the ColourPop The Child eyeshadow palette. And then I also gave her the Nude Sticks Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in Queen Olive. So I'm going to switch over to that right now so you can see what I'm talking about. So I just wanted to film this really quickly before I got rid of it. I am going to be giving this to my sister along with another item, and you'll see why. So I just really don't use these colors. I mean, it's a beautiful palette. I just don't use these colors. Honestly, if I were gonna use any of these, it'd be this one, this one, this one, this one a little bit. So I just don't really use these kind of colors. I've only ever used this palette once. I don't even want to swatch it because I don't want to taint the product more than I have. I am giving this to my sister, so I'm not super concerned about it being used once just because I am giving it to my sister. The other product I have that I'm going to be giving her is this. I'm not sure if you can see the color on that, but it is an olive green. It's called Queen Olive by Nude Sticks. So I'm going to be giving her this as well. Again, these seemingly will go well together. I was in a phase where I really thought I would use green more. It looks like this and this Nude Sticks are very similar in color. Might not look like that on camera, but they do look very similar in color. So hopefully she'll get some use out of this. I did not. I love The Mandalorian, so that's why I got this. Here's all the colors on the back. And I actually got this when it initially launched. I didn't get it during a restock or anything. But as I said, my makeup style has changed. I'm not one to really wear these kind of colors. I mostly just wear pinks. So yeah, and neutrals. Not really any super colorful looks. It's just a lot easier for my lifestyle to do that than to try and make elaborate looks out of colors like this. So yeah, I'm gonna be giving this to my sister. Okay, so now that I've showed you that clip of the ColourPop eyeshadow palette and the Queen Olive Luminous eye color from Nude Sticks, as I said, it's just not my really color palette anymore. I'm not really using green colors on my eyes. As you can see, I just kind of use pink or neutral colors most days. This is actually a blush that I'm trying to pan. It's usually a blush in my eyeshadow as my eyeshadow that I'm trying to pan. So yeah, just not really a big fan of those colors anymore. Again, similarly, this is a ColourPop pressed glitter, and this is a declutter. It's not a use up per se, but I guess I should maybe put this as declutters and use ups for the month. I don't declutter that much makeup, but I just found that these had been sitting for like almost 18 months. I got these in November of 2020, the ColourPop The Child eyeshadow palette. The Nude Sticks Magnetic Luminous Eye Color in Queen Olive I actually got in September of 2020, so that one had been sitting for 18 months. And then this, I think I've used once. Just not my color. I didn't feel comfortable re-gifting this to my sister, which is what I did with the ColourPop The Child eyeshadow palette and the Nude Sticks Luminous Eye Color, because I've heard that these are not necessarily eye safe. This is a pressed glitter from ColourPop, so I was just going to throw this out and not spend more money on more pressed glitters. So I'm just gonna dispose of that after I make this video. So next product I finished is the Becca Hydrolite Plumping Lip Balm. I finished this on March 20th. I just wasn't the biggest fan of it. So the product went all the way down and I used basically all of it up. I don't feel like scraping in there to finish it. So I'm considering this done. I don't really scrape down into products to finish them anymore, especially ones that I don't really like. This lip balm I said was okay. I think I'm gonna do a lip balm roundup at the end of the year, so I'll probably keep this empty so then I can compare it to other lip balms at the end of the year, but I just didn't really like it. This lightweight lip balm is good more so for putting under colored lip products, because you know, if you put on super hydrating lip balms under your like lipsticks, lip liners, it's harder for the lip liners and the lipsticks to grip to your lips and stay on. So this was good for that, but I didn't really like using it. And honestly, I would prefer to just use a more hydrating lip balm and use it with a lighter hand than use this. So definitely would not repurchase if Becca still was a brand, but they are not. So I don't even have the option to repurchase. The next product I have that I used up is, again, a Tony Moly mask sheet. This one is the Pore Care in I'm Charcoal. I used this up on March 22nd, and again, I would repurchase. I love these masks. I love these masks. I've already repurchased some. The next product is the Peach and Lily Wild Dew Treatment Essence. And again, I used this on March 22nd. I wouldn't repurchase this based on this single use that I had. I'm just not sure how I feel about it, just based off of this little sample packet. So next, I used up a Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer in Island Margarita. I don't know why, but this one, I've never had issues like this. It leaked out the bottom. So I'm really happy I don't carry these in my handbags, because I have some nicer handbags that I would not want this spilling in. So yeah, really happy that I don't carry this in my bags. If I did, this would be in a little pouch similar to this, like my lip balms are. But yeah, comment below if you've had this issue, because I've never had the issue where it leaks from the bottom. The next item I used up is the Dermalogica Biolumin Dash C Gel Moisturizer. Again, I said I don't know if I necessarily want to repurchase this since it was a sample packet. I'm not sure how I feel about this based on the one time I used it. I'm so excited to announce a little early sneak peek at my Partners in Cream project pan that I used up this Buxom Full On Lip Polish in Dolly. I used this up again on March 22nd. I said I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this, that it is a nice formula. I said this and then I went on to buy a Buxom lip gloss in the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. So, you know. But this one was an okay color. I just think I wrote down that I wouldn't repurchase because I didn't necessarily like this color. It's an okay color. It's like an everyday mauve color, but I'm more into like pinkies, reds, things like this versus like this. Next item I used up is the Tony Moly Moisture Boost Cooling Marine Concentrate Serum. I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this. I did use it enough times. I used it maybe like 15 times, I think. So I used it enough times to get a good idea of how I felt about it. I just wasn't really the biggest fan of it, and it didn't really stand out to me amongst other serums that I've used. Now, this one, despite it being a sample packet, the Up Circle Face Serum with coffee oil from Repurposed Grounds, Hydrate Plus Firming. I used up on 327. I said that this was a possible repurchase despite the fact that I only had one use out of it. So from that one use, it felt so nice on my skin and very smoothing that I thought I would possibly want to repurchase it. Next, I used the Smashbox Photo Finish Primerizer Plus Hydrating Primer. This was another free sample with purchase from Ulta. I used this up on March 27th, and I just don't necessarily think I would want to purchase this. I don't really like purchasing primers anymore. I don't feel like it's quite necessary for my lifestyle. Oh gosh, I have glitter on my nose from that. I have glitter on my nose from this. Fun. At any rate, I just didn't really like this. The product balled up on itself on my face. So definitely would not want that happening under makeup. I ended up taking a little towel. We have a bunch of them around the house. This one looks pretty ratty, but I've purchased a bunch of these little like hand towels, and I use it for all kinds of beauty stuff. And I ended up taking one of my makeup towels because I have specific color. It's like a white and gray striped one that I have. And I took that towel and I like dabbed off this primer from my face because it was just balling all up on each other. And I knew I was not going to be able to apply my foundation over it to where it would make the foundation look nice. So I had to take some of this off to allow for that. So I definitely wouldn't want to repurchase that. Seems like it's a bit finicky, and I don't really have time for finicky before work in the morning. Next up, I used another face mask up. This one is the Keep Calm and Glow Lavender Sheet Mask. I purchased this at Forever 21. As you can see, I have 214 written on it. That's the day I purchased it. And then I got it for 54 cents, even though it says now $1. Forever 21 was doing a buy one, get one free. Yes, free, not buy one, get one half off. Buy one, get one free sale on their clearance items. So I purchased 4 for myself and then 4 for my sister for a birthday present for her. And I'm really happy I did that because these are actually quite nice. And I wouldn't mind purchasing face masks from Forever 21 again, especially at the price of 50 cents plus tax, which is 54 cents. And so yeah, I would repurchase if I could. But I think they were on clearance because they are no longer going to be sold there. So I don't know. Next up, I use the Clarins Extra Firming Energy Glow Plus Complex. It's a face cream, and I used this up on March 29th. Again, I said this one, despite the fact that it's a sample packet, based off the one use, I thought I might repurchase this if it's in like an Ulta 21 Days of Beauty or something like that. I didn't think it was a bad moisturizer based off that one use 2 days ago. So earlier on, I showed you the EcoTools facial cognac sponges that I love to buy. And I'm not sure why this has never happened to me, but it discolored. I know why it gets discolored, you know, like face colors. It's because my foundation, you know, sometimes there's still foundation left on my face when I go to clean my face. I try and get as much of it off as I can, but sometimes there's still some left over and the face wash catches that, and so does the sponge. But the sponge was starting to turn like gray and black, and that just made me feel uncomfortable, so I retired one half of the sponge. I cut it in half to see if I cut it in a fourth because this is technically already cut in half. So I cut it into fourths to see if I could see anything, but I don't know. I just retired it because I didn't feel like dealing with that. Next up, I have the Flower Beauty Lighten Up concealer product. It didn't necessarily say it was a concealer product, but I did buy this at Dollar Tree, and I paid $1. That's when Dollar Tree used to have products for $1. This didn't take very long to use up. I think I used it up in 40 uses, and it's an okay product. I used it over my Becca times Smashbox under eye corrector. So it's not a bad concealer in a pinch. But like I said, I use all my concealers over the Becca under eye correcting concealer. Well, technically now it's under Smashbox, but yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily repurchase this, and I don't know if you are able to, because usually once things go to Dollar Tree, it might not mean you're able to purchase them anymore. So next up, I have the Drunk Elephant Lala Retro Whipped Cream. I said no repurchase on this just because I'm not willing to spend this much amount of money on skincare in my life. So not really sure the price on this, but I know Drunk Elephant is super expensive, so I wouldn't necessarily want to repurchase it based off of the... I've had 2 of those sample packs, so based on the 2 times I've used it, both times I said, oh, you know, like it hasn't wowed me off the sample pack, so I wouldn't necessarily want to reuse it. And then next up I have the Maybelline Sky High Mascara. Again, this one is a free purchase with, or is a free sample with purchase. Comes in like the goodie bags that you get at Ulta. And I said I don't necessarily want to repurchase this. This does seem like it's a tubing mascara, because when I would take it off, it would literally come off in little pieces. It didn't come off in like full length lashes as like the Thrive mascara does, but I wouldn't necessarily want to repurchase this because it's just not the best one I've found. I feel like I have pretty good lashes. If I find a good mascara, it makes my lashes basically look fake, and I have people tell me that my lashes look fake. This one didn't give me any compliments, so. And I used it 30 times, and I consider it done based off of that. Next up, I have the Tony Moly Master Lab Intensive Brightening Vitamin C Brightening Mask Sheet. Again, love Tony Moly masks. Would definitely repurchase in the future, and already have repurchased some. I left one of my products upstairs, so I'll have to pause and go get that in a moment. But this is the product I was talking about earlier. Another Tony Moly mask in I Am Honey. Wonderful mask. Love it. I always love the way these masks make my face feel after using them. So again, would definitely repurchase. And then just a moment, I'll be right back to show you the last face item. Okay, so as I said, I had to run up and get the last item for face products, and I have right here the Mario Badescu Vitamin ADE Neck Cream. And I said I would repurchase this, and I already have a backup upstairs. I've used this to completion in 4 months from purchase, which I have the date written on here. I bought it and received it to my collection on 11/17/21, and I feel like this is a really nice cream, a really nice neck cream. It's really super thick, seems like it really soaks into the neck. I did use some of that today. I also rubbed some of the face mask that I used down my neck today. The last few items I have are candles. One of the candles I already recycled, so I don't have it here to show you, but it's from a brand called like Tuscany Candles or something. It's sold at Meijer, which is a grocery store in the Midwest. This one, oh my goodness, it's called Pumpkin Chai. Smells so good. Bought this at Dollar Tree. Love buying little candles from Dollar Tree. I like the ones with lids though, because I hate putting out candles like by blowing them out. I don't like the smell of smoke afterwards. Like, I like the smell of the candle, not the smoke. So I love candles that come with tops. Now, this one, unfortunately, this one's called Pumpkin Spice. I was not able to finish up. As you can see, some of them kept going out. So I'm just gonna call it quits with this candle, which I normally don't do. But it's just not wanting to burn. And then this one, which I don't know, it's called Sipping Cider. My sister bought this for me at Aldi and she gave it to me as it's called Boo. You got booed, like BOOED. So it's like Halloween theme gift, I guess people give each other. But that was really sweet of her. She gave us candles and she gave us some candy on Halloween, which was super sweet. And I love the candle. I love that it was shaped like a little pumpkin too. This one did not come with a lid, so I would just use other lids to put it out because, as I said, I don't necessarily like the smell of smoke in the room. So, yep, I used up 4 candles. I'm super excited about that because usually I don't use up a lot of candles, despite the fact that I purchase a lot of candles. So, that is my empties for the month of March 2022 and the items that I'm decluttering because they're either expired or no longer serve a purpose in my life. So thankfully there were only a few of those items, you know, the ColourPop, the child palette, the ColourPop eye glitter, which I hear isn't eye safe, so I'm not comfortable using that anymore. And then the Nude Sticks Luminous Eye Stick in Queen Olive. I decluttered as well for makeup items. This candle I'm gonna declutter because it just won't burn. I've tried it the last couple days to burn it and it's just not wanting to burn. And then that one product from Yes to Tomatoes with the salicylic acid in it. I just don't feel comfortable trying to use that on my skin anymore. So those are the items I have that I used up. I'm super excited about a lot of the makeup products and I'm going to be coming at you. I think I'm going to upload it before this video with a 10 pan or rolling 10 pan project pan update. So be on the lookout for that. Bye guys, have a good one.